It'll take its place in the Super League history books. Ryan Hall's dash to the Huddersfield line with the final siren sounding not only clinched Brian McDermott's first league leaders' shield as Rhinos coach, it also ended a run of 3 straight defeats since Wembley. So the Super League Grand Slam is on again. 2 down, 1 to go for the Rhinos, who are now just 80 minutes away from a return to the Theatre of Dreams for the first time since 2012. 5 times St Helens have been denied by Leeds on the big night. This is their chance of revenge, and as champions they won't let go of that trophy easily. But they were outplayed by Warrington a week ago. Adam Swift's try gave them brief hopes of a revival. Can they now regroup for their biggest game of the season? Yes, Saints and Leeds are just 80 minutes away from the grand final and the Theatre of Dreams. Wigan away at Old Trafford. Will we get the first rematch of that inaugural grand final in 1998 when Leeds met Wigan? Or will it be Saints-Wigan for the second year in a row? We'll know just before 10 o'clock tonight. And these are the men who will settle it. We'll see all 3 Man of Steel candidates in action tonight. Leeds fullback Zach Hardaker is the first of them. Ryan Hall was the hero last week when he scored his 200th Leeds try. There can't have been many more important than that one. Stevie Ward's name's added to the injury list at Leeds, so it's good to know that Brett Delaney is there to cover. And the second Rhinos Man of Steel hopeful is Adam Cuthbertson, packing down at loose forward. And on the bench, Jimmy Kinehorst is back for the first time in 3 games, having damaged his eye socket when scoring a try in the Super 8's defeat to St Helens here last month. St Helens have Tommy Makinson on the wing, hoping that he will be celebrating his 24th birthday next Saturday under the lights of Old Trafford. His centre partner Mark Percival will be hoping for better luck than the Cup semi-final against the Rhinos when he scored 2 tries in vain. And up front, James Roby is back in the mythical Dream Team again this year for the first time since 2012. And at Bay, he starts his first match since March. His first year at Saints has been blighted by injuries. And when he comes on, he'll get to see Alex Walmsley, the 3rd Man of Steel nominee. No player in Super League has made more metres forward or more carries than him this year. So the Saints, they will be buoyed by the fact that they've won 5 of their last 8 visits to Headingley. They know exactly what's needed to get back to Old Trafford for a record-breaking 11th grand final in 18 years. They're meeting Saints and the Rhinos for the 5th time this year, the 3rd time at Headingley. Rhinos have won 3 of the previous 4, but St Helens won here in the Super 8s the week after Leeds' Wembley win. Leeds topped 40 points in completing home and away victories against the Saints in the Super League, but had to produce what Brian McDermott conceded was their best performance of the year to see them off in the Cup semi-final in July. It was 24 points to 14 on that occasion. And the St Helens fans have travelled here in numbers to see whether their team can get back to Old Trafford and defend that trophy that they won against the Wigan Warriors just 12 months ago. The grand final is now a week tomorrow, Saturday, October the 10th. Last night, to be fair, wasn't what we thought it would be in terms of the semi-final. Wigan too good for the Huddersfield Giants. Tonight, it looks a far more even contest.
Well, you'd think so, Eddie. And of course, Leeds playing at home, they perhaps just start as slight favourites. But St Helens, they know they've got the quality. And I'm sure that both the coaches, McDermott and Cunningham, would have witnessed that game last night. And the way that the Wigan forwards just laid the platform and completely flattened any opportunity for the Giants to get into the game at all. It was a cruel and powerful display by the forwards in the Wigan outfit. And both those coaches realised that the importance of doing that to the opposition in the opening 10-15 minutes will set the stage for perhaps a vital win. 80 minutes away. It's going through every single player's mind. It's got Old Trafford written across the brain box. 80 minutes to get there.
Well, it's a packed Headingley. It's the second semi-final of the first Utility Super League. And Old Trafford, the theatre of dreams, is the prize. Referee is Robert Hicks. Just checking with everybody that all set to go. Pitch is looking in magnificent order, I must say. And so, here we go. Will it be Leeds? Will it be Saints to face Wigan at Old Trafford next week? High-hanging kickoff. Whoa! Jordan Turner with the first error of the match. But what a kickoff. It was spiralling, twisting and turning all over the shop.
Unbelievable. They practice this every single week, and you could see there his position was good, but the arms just didn't raise to embrace it. He waited for the ball to come down into the palm. You've got to lift the arms and embrace it into your body.
Mike, does the ball not go backwards?
Oh, you can't say that.
He's just lost control. Simple as that.
Yeah. And if you remember, in the Super League match here earlier in the season, exactly the same thing happened to St Helens. Kyle Amor it was that night who dropped the ball in front of his own sticks. And well, we all know what happened then. It was a 40-point victory for the Leeds Rhinos. Saints will be hoping lightning ain't going to strike twice, but this is Brett Delaney. It's the worst possible start for the champions. They'll have to defend their line here because Burrow has it. He's given it to Sinfield. This is Maguire. Here is Ablett.
Oh, good defence there
by Jordan Turner.
It looked as though Ablett was trying to do the offload. There's about half a run around there. This is the man that could steer them. Maguire, he had a tremendous match last week.
Rob Burrow scampers in to dummy half. Gives the pass to Ablett. He comes back the same way. Solid St Helens defence on 5 of the 6 tackles. What do Leeds have up their sleeves here?
Got to be
it's
a
with
kick
Maguire.
into the corner.
Cross-field kick.
Sorry, Eddie.
And Swift claims that. Adam Swift, understated and in many cases underrated Adam Swift. That was a great take.
Not in my book. He's played well, that kid.
Oh, it's an unsettling start if you're St Helens, and it all came because of Zach Hardacre's kick from the tee. He set it up. I'd be very surprised if Tommy Makinson, Jordan Turner, and Mossy Massoy, who would be catching a ball down in that corner, didn't know what was coming. We've seen Zach Hardacre do it off the tee so often. He gets a spiral bomb coming down high out of the sky from the tee. It's a difficult skill to pull off, but the Man of Steel nominee did it in that time. And St Helens, well, a poor start to the game for them, a great one for Zach Hardacre and Leeds.
And good set defensively from Leeds as well, because they restricted Saints to within their own 40-metre zone. The kick from Walsh finds Hardacre. He finds Ryan Hall. His 200th try for the Leeds Rhinos last week will haunt Huddersfield for years to come, and it will be played and replayed in this part of the world, I'm sure, for years to come as well.
It surprised me that St Helens and their kicker Luke Walsh decided to kick straight down the throat of Zach Hardacre. Remember last week, Ryan Hall, he was a hero. 5 seconds to go, scores a try, but he had one of his worst performances throughout this season. He was dropping the ball, everything was going wrong for him until that last 5 seconds, and they'll put plenty of pressure on him. He's got to kick to him as Luke Walsh.
Kevin Sinfield on his 250th appearance at this Headingley ground was the man who played the ball, and that's well claimed by Josh Jones over on that far side. Second time they've been tested down that left-hand flank. Swift, the man on the ball now, defused the first bomb. This was Josh Jones.
I think it was Phil Quinlan that got to it, Eddie, but in regards to the fact that, you know, St Helens will put a lot of pressure on Ryan Hall, Adam Quinlan's going to get plenty of work tonight as well, because he can be a little bit suspect on the high kick.
Mossy Massoy got the ball away looking for Mark Flanagan.
He dropped it. He had the opportunity, nothing wrong with the pass as far as, well, he's raised the arm saying it's his fault, but I don't think it was. He should have taken that. Okay, he had to reach back slightly. But what a golden opportunity. Flanagan would have been clear.
Well, you don't have to start big games well to win them, but boy, does it help. And Leeds have been good in the first 4 minutes in total control. Where the game's been played, the tempo of the game, and all of the stress has been on the Saints so far. Leeds have been very good at this season at converting their opportunities into tries. It's why they sit at the top of the table. Now then, here's a great opportunity for them to get the first score.
Little warning as well for St Helens' side as Leeds shifted it to their right. Saints have got it back and they can attack down that side. What about that?
Mossy Massoy with the kick.
Well, Callum Watkins, he lost control there.
They bring it back because, of course, it was the free play, because it was the knock-on. Leeds get the possession back. Mark Flanagan will be relieved that this has happened. Well, interesting that from Masoi.
Well, Eddie, the warning for St. Helens, here we see it now. Lost ball from Callum Watkins. It is Watkins I wanted to talk about, because I would imagine they will send him down. Look at his footwork here. He's lost it that time. But it's that footwork that Josh Jones will be defending in left centre for St. Helens, and Adam Swift outside him. John Wilkin will be on the inside. Those three will have a lot of decisions to make because of that man, Callum Watkins. One of the most sensational players in the Super League when it comes to footwork and evasive skills.
Roby from the back of the scrum to Mark Flanagan, who played, by the way, under Tim Sheens at the West Tigers club, which is probably an explanation as to why Mark Flanagan's off to Salford next year. The news just been announced, in case you have just joined us. One of a whole raft of new signings for Salford next year. Here is Flanagan again.
Good work by St. Helens. They struggled in the first set of 6 to get anywhere near the halfway line. Now they're in a good position to control a kick.
Solid run from Matelier too. Devil's own job for Moon and Burrow to put him to ground. Here goes Roby, skimming away from 1, skimming away from 2. Roby will score for Saints. Well, the catastrophic start of dropping the first kickoff is now a memory, and James Roby has scored for St. Helens, back in the dream team this year for the first time in 3 years. James Roby, man of the match in the win against Wigan, man of the match at Old Trafford last year.
Well, this was the mistake there. Callum Watkins couldn't control the ball. Then they got, and this is very poor defence. I'm taking nothing away from Roby. He spins around. Well, this is a merry-go-round. Dream player, dream try, a dream start for the visitors. He should have been stopped. But as I say, you can't take anything away from this hooker. Magnificent stuff. There's a pirouette, number 2. Sidestep, number 3. And he puts the 4 points on the scoreboard.
It's absolutely brilliant what James Roby does, and you see Kevin Sinfield now reinforcing the message to the Rhinos. But very often it's the play before the one of the try that is the significant one. The run from the second rower at Leave, number 11 for St. Helens, just bursting through Danny Maguire's tackle, playing the ball half a second quicker than usual, allowed James Roby the step on his opponents.
So here now is Luke Walsh to try and add the extras from bang in front, which he does. And St. Helens lead by 6 points to 0.
The decision, Eddie, of Carl Ablett to run up and close down Luke Walsh. You'll see that's the gap that James Roby ended up going in between Carl Ablett and Kylie Luluai. Everybody expected Roby to go to his right. He came back, bounced back to his left. He's an elusive player, we know that, very difficult to tackle, and he made some very good defenders look ordinary on that occasion.
The high and deep kick-off, this time pouched safely enough by Jordan Turner. He gives it to Mossy Masoi, and the Leeds defence give it to Mossy.
Yeah, that was a good hit from Luluai. Well, they'll be disappointed with their defensive effort. Brian McDermott, the Rhinos coach, will be furious over that. We know he's evasive is Roby, but to be able to just spin out like 2 cartwheels and then go to the line, poor defence.
Well, if you like your omens, St. Helens scored first at that end, where Roby has just plunged over in the Super 8 victory last month. 6-0 Saints. Luke Walsh with the ball. Crossfield kick, and this is going to be simple for Briscoe. He gives it to Hardaker.
Well, the only thing I think of is that Walsh, it was a mistake. Went about 15 yards forward, and as you can see now, only on the first tackle, they're already in the opposition half.
Here's Mitch Garbett, and he's taking on the big man up the middle, Mossy Masoi, and Kyle Moore, and John Wilkin. Goes down, slow play the ball, that's what St. Helens will be looking for. Here is Delaney. Delaney 14 metres away from the St. Helens line, plays the ball to
Jamie Peacock getting just on the field.
Peacock is in the action early. 8.5 minutes in. Now it's Sinfield high. Again, into that corner. Quinlan deals with it this time, once again.
Call for a penalty there. I mean, Quinlan did the right thing to leave the ground, but was he touched in the air by Danny Maguire?
It was pretty close, Brian. I have to agree with you on that. Now, it's so important that Leeds...
Seen them given.
Well, he was off the ground, wasn't he? He did well to keep his feet up, but Maguire did tackle him before he hit the ground.
St Helens playing with a bit of pace. Here is Percival. Trying to run Leeds off their feet early. Oh, and here's a penalty, knee in at the play of the ball by Danny Maguire.
Silly play. He's got enough experience not to do a thing like that. That was pretty good defence in the build-up to it, keeping St Helens way down into their own danger red zone, and then to give away a penalty 35 metres downfield. This will put them, and it'll put the Rhinos under even more pressure. Well, it's a wonderful start, and I really do get the feeling that the St Helens pack is looking a little bit stronger in the opening, well, just under 10 minutes.
Try scorer Roby restarts, finds Walsh. Here is Kyle Amor. That was Mitch Garbutt and Cuthbertson flying in. Roby. Mossy Massoy trundles it up the middle once again, trying to take the wind out of some Leeds sails. Flanagan back to Walsh. Walsh to Ateleve. Quinlan. Here is Jordan Turner.
Just came a little bit late, did Turner. It was a double switch. You don't often see that these days, but it's obvious that Kieran Cunningham has been working hard on the training paddock for the inside pass. There we see it again, back on the inside.
Vey takes it forward once again. First start to a match since March when he injured his shoulder. Injuries really have blighted his first year at the Saints. Turner finds Walsh. Walsh dabs the kick through. That was looking for Wilkin. Wilkin couldn't get through them.
Tremendous play by Zach Hardaker, and that's one of the reasons why he's a nominee for the Man of Steel. His positional play here is superb. Didn't hesitate, just read the kick. Home crowd, they're panicking, they're saying that they're all offside. Here's a break from Moon.
Yes, Joel Moon. Quinlan's holding off. Quinlan times the tackle to perfection, but great progress made by Joel Moon. Maguire, quick play the ball. He finds Burrow. Burrow to Peacock. Peacock straight into the chest of Wilkin. Gets the ball away brilliantly to Sinfield. Here is Callum Watkins. Wide they go. Tommy Briscoe. Oh, does he bounce this? Does he ground it correctly? Has Adam Swift saved St Helens here?
I think he's just dropped it dead. He knows it too.
They've got no try on the field.
He knows it inside. He knows he's lost control.
Well, they all seem fairly confident that it was no try, and I think we see why. He's just lost the ball, no downward pressure, and the ball goes dead. 20-minute restart, the Saints.
How good was that defence from Adam Swift?
Rugby league at its best. For Leeds to attack from their own 20-metre zone, keep the ball alive. Moon made it through, but St Helens' efforts to recover, that almost gets you into a grand final.
Watch what Adam Swift has to do when they shift the ball back. This is the break from Joel Moon initially. Quinlan comes back, makes the tackle on Joel Moon. But when Leeds spin it from left to right, Adam Swift is held up by Kevin Sinfield and then has to get across and make this effort at the very end on Tom Briscoe after having accounted for Kevin Sinfield further in the field. Brilliant defensive display from the only ever present in the St Helens side.
Yes, he is, Adam Swift. 35th appearance of 2015. He has worked overtime. 21 tries in all. He's their top try scorer this year. And that was a crunching tackle that preserved the line intact here. They still lead 6-0.
It was an amazing effort, and I just wonder whether that long ball was the option, the best option. They could have got Callum Watkins coming through in it.
Here's Makinson now down the wing.
Oh, it's intercepted as Maguire. And it looks like Kieran Cunningham was thrown onto the field. Alex Walmsley early.
Garbutt takes it forward now for Leeds.
What a great save.
Yes, good defence from Maguire. Excellent defence from Danny Maguire.
That really could have rocked the home side. Well, I look a little bit lost in the in the defensive section.
Move, Kyle, all the way.
Got to sort that out as well.
Burrow, left-footed, right down the middle of the field, over the head of Makinson. Good kick. Stands on its end, 10 metres away from the Saints line. But look at the progress made forward by Makinson.
Kevin, Nick, come on.
And that's what I like to see. You know, when the ball's kicked directly to a winger or the fullback, you know, none of this running on an angle and bringing someone else. Looks as though Makinson's picked up a bit of a knock. But once you get it, get into him. Oh, you can see twist there underneath. Tackled by Rob Burrow low down.
Move, Brett. Nick.
Well, they don't want to lose him, and he's just having a chat with the physio.
Well, they're a quicker play the balls than the game we saw last night. It's helping the game to go end to end. And I think we've obviously seen the commitment by saving the tries and stopping the tries.
Move, Mitch.
2 certain scores denied in the last few minutes.
Well, they're certainly utilising the big second row at Ateyavir,
Come on.
because that's the third or fourth time he's done the angle cross with the. And here's a kick now from Luke Walsh.
Too long.
Bit strong.
Yes, too long from Walsh. Leeds will restart with a tap on the 20. And they've got to wait until Saints are all back on side, and the Leeds players are behind the line as well.
Yeah, it was because he passed the ball. They have to wait. They can't have a quick restart once the ball's been passed.
Oh, it's
The ball
flicked out.
spills out from Garbett. Josh Jones, it's another kick down the line. They know they're going to get the free play and it'll come back.
It's well worth it, isn't it? Worth to take the option.
There's tackle from John Wilkin here, forcing the ball free from Garbett. Roby also had an involvement in freeing it.
It could have been a little classed as high from John Wilkin. Certainly finished up into the face.
Yeah, Garbett feels that and is feeling it.
Well, Garbett had a look at the official and said, well, surely that was a high shot. Just turned it away by Robert Hicks.
Get in. In you go. Adam. Ball, John. Out. Back up.
Roby from the back of the scrum to Luke Walsh. Percival will take over.
One. Move, Jamie. Hold, Mitch.
Again, we saw that
Hold.
switch pass coming from the outside, going down on the inside there.
Here's Alex
Hold
Walmsley.
here, hold.
Helens playing the ball much quicker than their opposite.
Good ball from
3.
Jordan Turner. Good tackle as well by Callum
Go,
Watkins
Kyle.
to deny John Wilkin. Going down that left channel again with
4.
Jordan
Move,
Turner.
Callum. Keep coming. Hold.
And Roby waits 12 metres away. Here is Wilkin, pops it up to Amor. And Kyle Amor, who is away from Garbett briefly. He's still going, is Amor. He's halted just short of the line.
Line, boy,
5th
line.
tackle, last one coming up.
Go.
Roby stabs the
Play
ball
that,
to the in
play that,
goal.
back to
It
one.
comes back
Back
to
to
one.
St.
Six.
Helens, yes.
Move, Jamie.
And Roby has it back. Now this is a great
Hold that,
chance for the
wait,
Saints.
wait.
So close to the line. Another set of
Square
6
up,
coming.
Jamie. 2. Move. Get square.
Neat little option, wasn't it, from Roby?
Go.
Walmsley plays the ball. Roby. Turner goes inside. Ablett. Turner! Well, he's so close to the line, but just short, says
Line.
Robert
Johnny,
Hicks,
hold in
the
there.
referee.
Hardacre got underneath, just couldn't get the ball away. Oh, they got the lead. Oh, an intercept again.
Offside. Offside against Danny Maguire.
Certainly jumped out very early.
The big debate here now whether the kick at goal with Steve Maguire sets off well. Maybe that's a harsh call. He didn't seem too far in front of the line, but the touch just says he was. And the penalty here now, midway between the posts and the touchline. Kickable option for. There was the attempt on the last play to get the ball in goal by Roby. Trapped and Ramos restart of 6 players, but Maguire said he wasn't. Complains.
Back 10,
Irrelevant
guys.
now, the decision given.
Look, time off.
Well, he's got to have his foot on the line when that ball's played. And certainly from the view we've seen, he was
He's got to time it.
pretty close.
Well, they're a bit 6 and 7s at the moment to the home side. And it all came about by that neat little kick by James Roby, ricocheted away, got the extra set of 6. And this fella, Luke Walsh, should be quite happy. It's in a good position to extend the lead.
And of course he'll be desperate to get to Old Trafford. Luke Walsh, having missed the run to the grand final last year because of injury, missed all the playoff campaign. So this is a big kick for him. First time that Walsh has been playing at this level. And he just hammers the ball over the top of the crossbar, and St Helens increase the lead to 8-0.
They're turning Leeds' mistakes into position, pressure and ultimately points. Kieran Cunningham will be delighted with the fact that they can force a mistake out of the Leeds Rhinos and then get the ball back down the other end of the field, but crucially have the scoreboard ticking over in their favour. Psychologically, that could be a blow. He set it up on the tee again. You'd imagine this will be another spiral and difficult to catch.
And it is, and Turner gets it safely this time, but he had to stretch and reach. And it had so much hang time on the ball that Leeds are able to get the tackle in before he makes more than 2 metres progress up the other end of the field.
Well, he made it look hard work, didn't he, Jordan Turner? But
his heart must be in his mouth every time the ball's up in the air towards him.
His coach Kieran Cunningham realises that when he switched Jordan Turner from the centres to the standoff position, they really have been a better look inside of the Saints. He's fitted into that standoff position exceptionally well.
This is Amor, gets the hands free, finds Roby here now. Walsh then to Atelier. He goes inside and outside. Danny Maguire then slips the ball to Percival, and Percival, well, he was looking for the touch judge. I think he actually wanted to find Tommy Makinson, but I think it touched Leeds' hand. That's what Makinson is appealing for.
That's what they're claiming. And the touch judge said, I think he's turned it down.
The touch judge has called that it wasn't played at, but I think you can see there that it was.
So is this an instance where the video referees can step in?
Got 2 looks, and there's the touch from Hall. This should be Saints head and feet.
And it is.
It was a barely touch by Ryan Hall. Boy, it was only a glimmer, wasn't it? Not much in that.
Get his heads in, boys.
Ooh, it's 50-50 anyway, but it's gone the visitors' way. They won't be arguing.
No, this scrum goes down 40 metres away from the Leeds line. Flanagan. Short ball to Wilkin.
Move, Carl!
Leeds been on the back foot, really, haven't they, from that first mistake by Turner from the kickoff. Other than that, it's been all St Helens. They lead 8-0, and Amor to his feet. Plays the ball to Roby. Here goes Alex Walmsley. No one's made more metres forward than this fellow in Super League this year. Roby to Walsh. Walsh then to Wilkin. Wilkin dabs it to the corner. Too long.
Yeah, nice option though.
No, mate, I'm happy he's not playing
and he knows, there's John Wilkin being the captain. The kick into the corner, it's just turning Leeds Rhinos side around time and time again, that they find it devilishly difficult to get out of their own quarter. And Saints have to be very careful now not to give away the penalty. They're getting out of the blocks exceptionally quickly.
Cuthbertson will drive it in. Gets one of the trademark offloads away. Hardacre picks up the scraps. He then offloads to Sinfield. Sinfield, Peacock, Lulu, I remember last match on this ground in these colours. Singleton has joined the party. Gets the ball away to Rob Burrow. Burrow with the scamper up the middle.
Oh, that's got to be a penalty. Teave didn't miss him. I know he's low to the ground, and that's what he's saying to the official. Well, he ducked underneath it, but he got a real smack in the mouth. Bay tried to bring the arm down, not to convince the official, but he'd already done the damage, and they kicked on that right-hand side.
Let's keep on working, John.
Just wondering if there's a chimney on fire somewhere, or is it the mist, do you think, that's falling? Because we've had another glorious autumn day here in West Yorkshire. There's certainly something drifting across the Headingley pitch at the moment. There's a bit of a niff in the air as well. Here is Maguire. Maguire finds Watkins. Watkins to Hardacre. Try for Leeds. He bounced his way over. Momentum has taken him home.
Leeds going upstairs. Beautiful pass and put the ball back in.
Check the double lead for an obstruction.
He's given a try though, as Robert Hicks.
He wants to check the double movement, or a possible double movement. He wants to check possible obstruction further up the field, Stuart.
That's right. Well, my live view would say that neither of those happened. I think the defence was committed to the runner going through, and Zach Hardacre certainly slid over. His momentum took it over, so there's no problem there. I think that's what they're looking at, and I think Atelier goes into Carl Ablett, and that's play on from there. And from this instance, he never stops his momentum. He's allowed to move his arm because he's still moving, So there's no problem at all. Try to Leeds.
Ben Thaler and Richard Silverwood, the men in the video referee booth tonight, senior officials. 99th try of the career coming for Zach Hardacre. And the try is given and Leeds are back in the hunt.
And it just shows you the importance of keeping your discipline. Teave went high, gave away the penalty, and it gave them the opportunity. When St Helens had full control of this game, both in attack and defence, and you can see that two men went, Kyle Amor and Teave went for the same man. Good offload, fullback did everything right. Momentum gets him over.
Lots of teams tell the right winger and right centre, stay on the right side of the field. Leeds aren't restricted in that manner, and Callum Watkins coming from the opposite side of the field. You might have seen them behind, the way he just drifted around the back, creating the extra man. And that's another 6 points for the Leeds Rhinos. Back to game on.
Yes, Kevin Sinfield doesn't miss those 106 goals now in 2015.
Well, it was just a bad read by the man that had conceded the penalty. Kyle Moore, as you said, Steve-O, he had his man accounted for. They needed to be a little bit more patient, trust his inside defence, and push back off on the man that would be coming and sweeping around. Made it very difficult for his teammates to try and defend that. They weren't able to. And Zach Hardacre, can he round off what's been a brilliant individual year so far with a place in a grand final?
And can Jamie Peacock, Kevin Sinfield and Kylie Lillawai bid farewell to the Rhinos with a place in the grand final? We know Wigan are there. It's all going to happen next Saturday the 10th, 5 o'clock, live Sky Sports 1 for all the build-up. We're not far off knowing now whether it will be Leeds or Saints joining the Warriors at the Theatre of Dreams under the lights. Spectacular night coming up. And we've got a spectacular night developing here, I fancy.
Yeah, it certainly happened. We pinpointed before the game, Eddie, that Rob Barrow would play an important part in this. And it's amazing the amount of times this fella gets battered because it's so small, and he gets them all frustrated, especially the forwards. All charged down. Good job that Hardacre's there.
Yes, but it's another set for Leeds. Charged down. He went to play the ball, the St Helens man, went to charge it down. Here is Ablett, gets it away to Maguire, held on to it brilliantly. And then offloads to Adam Cuthbertson. And Cuthbertson goes straight at Walmsley.
He was looking for the offload as well. Barrow was there. Quick play the ball. Walmsley was slow. He was caught up in the traffic in the play the ball area. They're struggling a bit of Saints. Get the defence sorted out.
This is Maguire. Turns it back into centre field to Peacock. And Peacock, he had his arms free as well. Thought about the offload. Watkins in a dummy half. Delaney to Sinfield. This is Singleton. Good tackle by Roby. Burrow. Sinfield wide into the in-goal area as well. Claimed by Adam Swift.
Great work by the winger. The option was good from Sinfield, but the winger was absolutely superb. Positional sense outstanding.
They got to go now. Make it and go. Play the ball quickly. Play the ball. You've been hit by Leeds Rhinos. They play it quickly because they offload the ball. They move the defence around. St Helens a little bit more straightforward. They got to get out of the elbows, knees. Get this Leeds side rolling backwards.
Massoy will take it forward.
Move, Jamie.
He's got a maximum of one game left for St Helens if they get to Old Trafford. Here's Teave again.
Last
tackle coming up for the Saints. Roby to Walsh. The kick high into the mist. And Briscoe, he's nudged off it then. He was nudged off it by Josh Jones.
Yeah, silly play.
Can't take him out, mate.
You can only utilise the shoulder charge if you're running in the both in the same direction, and he just pushes him away. Difficult, isn't it? You see how difficult it is when you get the lights, and as Eddie has mentioned, very, very misty indeed.
It's fascinating how Kieran Cunningham has started to use his big men to make a difference in this match. Alex Walmsley has started the game on the subs bench, has been on and off already in less than 25 minutes. He knows he needs a big impact and he needs the big men to play at a high pace, but whether the question is, can they do that for 80? And Massoy now back on and involved in that tackle.
Well, a big problem, Phil, in many respects was that, was Walmsley coming into this game 100%.
3,
That's
move,
perhaps
Andre.
the problem for Kieran
Yeah,
Cunningham,
John,
the coach.
hold, mate, hold, go.
Steve, you know there won't be a player out there 100%. The injuries they got to carry.
4, move,
Again, he
Josh.
just gave the stat for
Keep
Swift.
coming, lad.
35 games was it? He's put his body through, and that's on the wing. You just imagine what the forwards have been through.
Good pick up by Maguire. Gets the ball away to Ryan Hall. Wilkin gets to Hall, but he's
Last, the Taya move.
devil of a job
Here,
to put him
go,
on the deck.
hold
They
on.
do eventually. Last
mate.
one here for Leeds. And Maguire with a kick. Great kick too. Whoops, that's bounced off
2-1,
Percival,
0.
and it's a 0 on the tackle count. Cuthbertson.
0.
He did well, Cuthbertson, to drop straight away. He knew he was heading for the whitewash.
Go.
Maguire. Singleton.
It was your own now.
Legs pounding. Great run from the big fella.
Hardaker's screaming. He wants to come late. Second phase from the full-back.
Coming that way on the half volley to Sinfield. There's Hardaker. Now Watkins.
Well defended, Eddie. Very well defended from the Saints.
Hold.
Penalty for hands in. Will they take the 2 and level things up when they go for broke?
Well, knowing Sinfield, he'll probably go for the 2. It's a bit of a safety-first situation. And I'm not so sure that James Roby didn't know what he was doing there. They were all over the place in regards to their defensive quality. So therefore, perhaps give away a penalty maybe is better than perhaps giving away 6 points.
They were
Other
stretched,
side of the
Steve.
line,
Phil had
guys, keep
referenced
going back.
Josh Jones's defensive
The other
read.
side of the
He
line,
came in
come
and
on.
shut it down, but it still gave Leeds Rhinos a quick play of the ball. And if you've got a retreating defensive line, you can't get back, you can't get your eyes up and see what's coming at you. You're vulnerable to the concession of the penalty. Roby cut out that time.
Sinfield lining up this kick after Roby conceding the penalty.
It's gone now.
Kevin Sinfield, 18 years ago, he made his first appearance at Headingley against the Sheffield Eagles. This is his 250th appearance on this ground in Leeds colours. Super League's top goal kicker again. He first topped the goal kicking charts in 2004. And he's added 2 more points to the Leeds total,
Always the
and
calls will
we're
disagree
level
on.
pegging after
Let's
27
just
minutes.
move on from it.
8 apiece.
Yeah, it's good, mate. It's not.
This was the period of the game last week against Huddersfield. They'd gone toe-to-toe the sides, and then at the 30-minute mark, Leeds were able to step it up a
You haven't
little
told me, Louis.
and come away with a 2-point advantage at half-time. Now, they did have to cling on and claw their way back in so late through Ryan Hall. But just coming up towards half-time, with fatigue setting into these players, Kieran Cunningham, he's made the decision to take Walmsley off. He might be vulnerable. Not sure if we'll see him on again in this half, but there might be some gaps starting to open up.
Hardaker underneath the kickoff. Peacock takes
One.
it
Up,
forward
John.
again.
Hold, Andre,
for
hold
Leeds.
out all the way.
Something
Louis,
he's done
foot. Go, well done.
consistently well over the years. Jamie Peacock. This now is Brett Delaney.
Andre, move. Atalaya.
Fighting
Wait,
to get
well
to his
done.
feet
Go.
quickly. Plays the ball to Burrow. Singleton. Sinfield. Maguire lays it off to Joel Moon. Danger every time Moon has the ball in hand. Watkins is there in support. He's gone the wrong way.
Play that back.
He's got the
Back
ball
to
back
one.
though off Walsh.
Back to
6 to
one.
go. And Moon has waltzed through them again and again.
Move,
Quinlan with the
Josh.
tackle.
Go.
Maguire.
2.
Good option to go on that short
Move.
blind
Yeah,
side,
Moss.
but Walsh
Hold, go.
was eager to it. Got him down.
Peacock.
3. Move,
Peacock
Josh.
goes down
Line,
on the
hold,
third
mate.
tackle, 5 metres
Hold,
shy
go.
of the line. Burrow. Sinfield. Singleton. Louis McCarthy
4.
Scarsbrook
Move,
importantly
John.
gets to him
Hold, mate.
as he
Hold.
was getting up ahead of
4.
steam
Rob Barrow on his own, will he? No, he's going to pass it out onto that left-hand side.
to Danny Maguire.
Last.
Maguire goes down under the
Move,
weight
line.
of Andre Savelio.
Line.
They've reached the last tackle here, have
Go.
the Rhinos with Burrow and Sinfield. And there's Hardaker, nice kick in, well read by Adam Quinlan.
Move, Callum.
Yeah, super play from both sides. Not
Hold.
perhaps the
Go.
solid kick from the fullback, Zach Hardaker. But if you're going to come up with a poor
move,
kick, you may as well
Kevin.
put it when you're only about
Hold.
10 metres
Go.
away from the opposition.
Again, great defence from St.
Wait.
Helens. If you want to
Move
win
back.
this game and get to the grand
Wait.
final, there's going to be
Hold,
times
go.
when you have to defend your line without conceding a try or a goal line dropout. And the accuracy and
Oh,
timing
move,
there of the
Kevin.
fullback to get
Here,
himself in the
hold
right
on.
position made sure that they
Hold,
weren't
go. All
trapped
the way,
in goal.
Jamie on them 10s.
Here's Wilkin.
Last move,
Puts the
Jamie.
shoulder to the wheel, but that's
Go.
the
Play on.
Last tackle, and Roby with the kick, and this is a 40-20 possibility. Ooh, just short.
Yeah, not much in it either. Good opportunity. He's got this wonderful action right from the dummy half position. Well, you see, it's very difficult to try to shut him down and run about half a metre. Good option, and the relief written all over the face of Ryan Hall.
Amazing that he's back in the dream team for the first time since 2012. He was a Man of Steel nominee this time last year, but overlooked in 2015, James Roby, yet he's been just as consistent as ever.
Plenty of people with theories about that, Eddie. You just become complacent. Kieran Cunningham said it himself in an interview. He said, I even at times take James Roby for granted because of his performance levels. They never ever drop.
Yeah, he's consistently one of the best year on year. Delaney bumps off the first would-be challenge from Jones. Jones gets him at the second attempt. Callum Watkins. Oh, he tried to go round Joe Greenwood there.
Come on, go.
Burrow, Sinfield, Cuthbertson, quick hands, Peacock. Well, the £1 million game is due tomorrow, 2:45 Sky Sports 1, when Wakefield and Bradford hope to join the party in 2016 in Super League. Will it be Wakefield, will it be Bradford back in the big time by tea time tomorrow night? Sky Sports 1, 2:45. Taken in the in-goal area by Quinlan.
Yeah, defused the bomb. His position play tonight has been excellent. We anticipated that it was going to get plenty of work, but it was just a touch too long.
Last two sets, Steve-O, that the Leeds Rhinos have had, they haven't had a good kick at the end of it. Zach Hardacre putting his boot to ball, and both times you got Danny Maguire out there, you've got in particular Kevin Sinfield. I know Zach can kick a ball, but Leeds need to be a little better towards the end of the set and have their kickers preparing and getting themselves in positions to put a bit more pressure on St Helens.
Wilkin and Walsh, flat pass to McCarthy Scarsbrook.
Surrender! Back. Hold, forward.
Roby and Walsh in centre field. Down the line, an invitation for Adam Swift to chase, but it was a long way ahead of him. And not actually Josh Jones got there first.
Yeah, and not a bad option as well from St Helens, not waiting till the last. You can see that the winger had to be caught out. Fullback that got there in the end. But again, solid defence, good man-on-man marking. We saw excellent play from Wigan doing that. No sliding defence, they just man-on-man. Huddersfield found it very difficult to get through. Leeds are finding exactly the same.
Peacock slips the pass back to Sinfield. Sinfield gets away from Josh Jones almost. Burrow, this is the last for Leeds.
Oh, it's a beautiful kick. See how the backspin on that.
Good return from Makinson.
And a great tackle by Callum Watkins, just when you needed it.
To Danny! Hold here, go. Hold on.
Roby.
3, move Carl, keep coming.
He'll take full advantage, Will Roby. Leeds were a little bit slow to get their first marker set up.
Percival. Moon got the tackle in, importantly. Quinlan waits. Just over halfway with Wilkin. Decent run from the St Helens captain, and he's injured.
Oh, yeah, he went in awkward. He went down awkward there.
Did he get a boot in the face here?
Yep.
Oh, yes, he did.
Yep. No intent. Didn't realise what's happening there. Cuthbertson didn't miss.
High off the boot of Luke Walsh then. Would have all let it bounce. Still the last one here. Oh, well played. Off the ground to Savelio, round the corner. Oh, and a kick from Wilkins. Oh, 0, says the referee. 6 to go for St Helens.
Oh, they've come up with a forward. They'll go back. A little bit of panic setting in there. He's completely lost the plot. And, you can see it was a difficult kick to see.
Well, Brian Carney pointed out that in the last 5 minutes, the accurate, troublesome kicks have come from St Helens, not from Leeds. Luke Walsh has won first gain ground. That now caused problems and has given them possession in their opponent's half. With just over 5 minutes to go, we're at that phase in the game where defence isn't quite as tight as it was in the first 5. The gaps for the speedsters start to get an inch wider.
Let's see what St Helens can make of this then. A Televe first of all. 10 missed tackles each in this first half so far. McCarthy, Scarsbrook.
Will
Down he goes.
they utilise this crisscross pattern again? It was effective in the opening 15 minutes. Roby trying to go through.
Singleton dealt with the threat then. Knock on. Knock on by Roby.
Human. Oh, there's a hand on the ball there the whole way through.
Yeah, the officials have missed it. That's the reason why honest James went to the official. I think there was help there, sir. Not seen.
Jamie Peacock's fingers. Won't be arguing, Jamie Peacock.
No, listen, his experience, he knows that he's got away with it. It may come back to haunt him later. You have the opposition do exactly the same.
By the way, keep your eye out during the course of the next few months. There will be a special programme on Sky Sports about the career of Jamie Peacock from the Sky Sports Originals department, so keep your eye out for that. One of the great servants of this game over the years, still going strong. There he is again. Jamie Peacock, 37 years young, won the treble with the Bulls in 2003, out to win the treble with Leeds Rhinos 2015.
Nice little inside pass there. Danny Maguire, they just got to him in the end. Oh, it looked as though he was going to lose it.
Move, come on. Wait, go.
Sinfield hangs on and plays the ball to Burrow. Here is Maguire, pumps it into the corner.
Quick thinking. Been around long enough for this fella. And the kick into the corner, let's get out of here and just turn him around. It's positive thinking. While they're just about setting up the scrum, I'd just like to pass on all the best to a young lad, Ben Restall. He's a keen Rhinos fan. He's just had major surgery quite recently. And from everybody at Sky, Ben, we hope that your recovery is very, very successful and swift.
Indeed, I'd like also, we're doing all this at this time, just to give a word to Bill Arthur, our great friend and colleague. Bill, not been too clever over the past couple of weeks. You might have noticed he'd been missing. He's been in the coronary care unit at Bassett Law Hospital in Workshop. They're a brilliant team. They've been very good to Bill over the past week. Thank you for looking after him. And Bill, we hope to see you back and on the Sky Sports team very, very quickly indeed. Our best wishes to you for a recovery. I know you're watching at home, and I know also that you'll be watching the grand final next Saturday. And that's from each and every one of us on this team. Luke Walsh, deep kick down the middle of the field. Hardacre underneath it.
You know, that again has surprised me. We saw last week Ryan Hall had a nightmare under the kick. The Giants really put him under pressure, and not once has Saints kicked towards him tonight.
The nightmare, Steve-O, is the choices that Luke Walsh faces. He can kick it to Tom Briscoe, Zach Hardacre or Ryan Hall. I'm not sure which one he should go. He needs to try and find grass, but they're dropping 2 and sometimes 3 back in the backfield. So it's difficult for him to find a bit of green and let the ball bounce and skid on that. Leeds Rhinos back 3, noted as the best in the competition. I understand you don't want to give it straight to any of the 3 of them, but the alternatives, well, they don't really exist from Luke Walsh at times.
Both sides with an eye on the clock, 2 minutes to half-time. It would be a priceless try just before half-time. Psychologically, a brilliant time to score if either of these two teams can get over the line in the next 120 seconds or so. Maguire down the line, but that wasn't a Huddersfield chip down the line from Maguire for Hall, and he holds his hand up.
Yeah, you could see it get off the outside of the left boot there.
I reckon he's right-footed.
The idea was good. Well, he is capable of putting the kick in from either foot.
So St Helens get the ball from the turnover. Oh, Carthy Scarsbrook is dropped to the ground by Garbutt.
Is this a set that could end with a one-pointer just before half-time? Well, they're fair enough upfield here, Mike. Yeah, every chance.
They're a fair way out, though. They've still got a few up the sleeve.
And they might get closer here because this is now Percival. And Percival has Makinson. And Makinson plies the brakes. He saw Hardaker coming across. Great defensive tackle again by Zach Hardaker. And will they switch it into the centre of the field with Luke Walsh? No, they come back this way with Adam Quinlan. And Quinlan releases the pass to Atelebe.
Move, Jamie! Line!
Well, they're lined up in the middle of the field, waiting for this.
Boys.
Here is Walsh. Walsh then to Jordan Turner. And Turner goes through them. Now they need
Surely
this
they'll go for one.
Luke Walsh is set up back here. Here's Luke Walsh, one-pointer. Luke Walsh slots the ball over the top of the crossbar. St Helens will take a lead with them into the dressing room at half-time. And that was a Phil Clark call, not Steve-O.
Yeah, great little kick though, wasn't it? And it was amazing in the build-up. Luke Walsh was saying, get out of my way, get out of my way.
I can't take the credit. I can't take the credit. Russ stood alongside me, actually tipped it about a minute before that. He can read the game.
It's a lovely drop goal, and that could prove the difference.
A problem for Tommy Makinson after that attack, and oh dear, he looks in a bad way. But they've got 15 minutes or so to sort him out during the half-time break. Well, it's tight, isn't it? You would expect it in the second semi-final of the First Utility Super League, with Old Trafford as the prize. Saints ahead after 6 minutes through Roby. Remember, Jordan Turner dropped the opening kick-off. Walsh added the penalty. 8-0, Hardaker, try. Sinfield, couple of goals. Walsh drop goal. 9-8 Saints, half-time.